Hello, I'm Writer Greg, and welcome to Midday Marches, my 3-hour live stream of writing sprints. Glad to have you here, and thank you for joining me. I'm going to start off the timers, and there we go. We have about 5 minutes until the beginning of our marches and our sprints. The difference between a march and a sprint is, well, how long you're going to go. A 10-minute sprint or a 25-minute march. With 5-minute breaks in between, and we sync up every half hour. I tend to march, but if you have any questions or comments that you'd like to discuss, I'll take a break in the middle of the sprint break in the middle of the march. There you go. The sprint break in the middle of the march, and we can talk about anything writing related, right? So we'll just go ahead and get into this. I'm going to turn up the music and keep working here. And if you have any questions, feel free to add it in the comments. Hey, Kazakhs, welcome. Glad to have you here. All right. And Amanda, good morning. Oh, there's 2 people here. Yay! Thank you so much. You make me feel so nice. I really appreciate it. Happy October. Happy Preptober. Happy countdown to NaNoWriMo. And you may have noticed a new screenshot or our new title, wherever it may be. I received from great feedback that my YouTube stream title was terrible. And the reason why I hadn't been getting many visitors is probably because, well, it wasn't search engine friendly. So hopefully the new more search-friendly title will help bring more people here. I hope. And yeah, so there's that. All right. It says my stream status is poor. Are you guys having any buffering problems? You're not? Okay. Yep, 2 minutes till we go, and no worries, Kazakh. There's always free writing. You can always free write, and I really like journal free writing, where I just take a pen and a paper and I just start scribbling. Every stream of thought that comes to my mind. It helps get the ideas out on a piece of paper that can then be sorted and shuffled and worked into something. So if you have absolutely no idea what to work on, free write. Paper, pencil, or even keyboard and that, but just start scribbling as quick as you can, no thought whatsoever, just dump your brain on a piece of paper. And after 10 minutes, see what magic that your brain has come up with. Quick, what you working on? Well, what I'm deciding to do is I am going to be doing those brainstorming things. I have my trusty notebook here, and so the first march of all of these midday marches, I'm going to be doing personal development exercises, as you can see as it's there, but I need to switch that over to midday. Yeah, midday personal development exercises. So I'll be working on that, and then I'll do better announcing what's here. Oh, I need to get the YouTube chat window. Has to be updated every single time.
Sprinters and marchers, let's go.
All right, there we're going to go. Thank you so much. And I'll turn up the music, turn off the microphone. I'll see you at the finish line.
Sprinters break, marchers continue.
time for the sprinters to get back to work.
Sprinters and marchers, time is up.
All right, there we go. That is the first march of the midday. How'd everybody do? I was able to get some good stuff done and some good physical writing in my notebook about stuff. Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Habit 7 is sharpen the saw. And sharpening the saw is a skill that I haven't worked on developing in my life. And so I found a renewed desire to learn how to sharpen my saw. And it's that idea of sharpening the saw, of taking care so that you can do the work that you need to do. Because working with a dull tool, a dull instrument, will not help you accomplish your goals any faster. You can hit a tree with a dull axe, but it's not going to be as effective as a sharp one. And that's a skill set that I'm working on developing, working on accomplishing. And so that's what the first march of my morning marches and the first march of my midday marches, so that first 25-minute block is what I'm doing. All right, okay, Amanda, blog post almost done. Good job. I realize there is a lot of work still need to get ready for tonight. For the yeah, you can definitely do it, Kazix. Yeah, being a DM for a RPG game, a TTRPG. Oof. More power to you. More power to you. Oh, start of a new arc, a bunch of paths I need to have covered before I let the party loose. Yeah, that's true. Well, that's true. Only need to get them partway done because they will only get so far in a night. Yeah, that is a good point. Oh, I'm not sure who it is, but one of the celebrity DMs, Matt Colville, I think it was. I was watching one of his videos and he says, you only need to give them the perception of choice. They may have 3 paths ahead of them, but no matter which path they choose, they'll still end up going where you want them to go. And I know no one likes being railroaded, but if you have 4 paths and you only have 2 of them ready, well, that might just be, no matter which of the 4 paths they choose, they'll arrive at one of the 2. I guess that's why I like books better. Ooh, an hour short of content. Yeah, okay. Classic D.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Better start writing anyway.
All right, better start writing anyway. All right, let's jump into this. Got a lot of PowerPoint stuff to work on. Well, LibreOffice Impress. Even though I do have Microsoft Office, I prefer working with LibreOffice. Uh-oh, off we go. Yeah, that's right. Up with the music, turning off the mic. I'll see you at the finish line.
Great job, sprinters. It's time to rest.
Marchers keep going.
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a break. Angst was able to provide the link to the fiction, so we're going to go ahead and read that. This is a fiction critique. Let me switch screens. There we go. And we'll finish it. Now, we read the first part of this short story at the beginning, during yesterday's morning marches over on Twitch. And so we're going to finish reading this. It's the story of a young Brisa who is playing Bree sighed and kept climbing. Yeah, that's where we were. Yeah, and so we're gonna keep reviewing to the end of this short story. I actually did go and I did read the rest of the story, and I quite enjoyed it. So this isn't so much of a fresh read, but we'll be able to go through it and go through the lines and see how it turns out. So just a bunch of little friends at a fantasy styled temple / library / orphanage are playing hide and seek because the grown-ups didn't let them do their chores. They just told them to go and play. And so she's Brisa, M is seeking, going to find a place to hide. And A is still trying to had some interactions with people, but Brisa sighed and kept climbing. The walls here were pierced with unglazed glass, each shaped like a leaf or a feather. Cold breezes snuck in through them to tease at Brisa's camise. But Brisa was quite warm. He climbed and climbed until there were no more stairs. There was only a door, and it wasn't quite closed. Brisa pushed the door open, just enough to slip inside. The stairs had been cold, but this room was filled with warmer breezes. The air smelled like winter snow and spring flowers and summer honey and autumn fruits all at once, and it swirled around the chamber. Okay, I do like this sentence here, giving a really a good thing, but then when you say "and it swirled around the chamber," it's getting the reach of what I can read in one breath. And when I write, I take the breath rule that if you can't say it within one breath, then you should have a comma somewhere or a sentence. But you could, to shorten this, you could say the swirling air smelled like, and then you wouldn't need to have this clause at the end of the sentence. Because we know they're warm breezes, and then you can say the swirling air to re-emphasize it, and then keep the sentences shorter. There is that comma there, I agree, but it's a chance to tighten it up a little bit. You're right, there is that comma. It was warmer than the stairway had been, like a comfortable day early in the season of air. The wind danced around to blow the hair away from Brisa's face, and it played with air's clothing. In the center of the room, in a swirling column of air, was a figure. The figure wasn't an elf, nor even a celestial. Ear's body was shaped almost like that, but somehow finer. Even from behind, Brisa could tell that were beautiful. Ear hair wasn't yellow or cyan or magenta or even sunlight, but it shone with all the colors of a rainbow. The breezes seemed to caress the hair, flowing over the body and tugging Ear's attention to a child who was suddenly very aware that this room had
Sprinters,
no
on
hiding
your mark.
places at all.
Get set. Go.
The figure turned to look at Brisa with eyes that shone as blue as the sky. Hello, little one. The smile was as beautiful as the rest of the figure. No, the being. Have you come to greet me? Brisa hesitated. I was just looking for a place to hide. For a game. A game? The being stepped out of the column of air, though that didn't keep the breezes from gathering around M. Why would you come to the great temple of air to play a hiding game? I didn't come here. Brisa's heart fluttered like a kite caught in warring winds. I belong here. Kazakh, yes, EIR is a pronoun, so there are a lot of, there's a wide variety of pronouns. I am probably guaranteed that I'm saying these pronouns wrong, but I'm trying to do the best I can with them. So yes, air is a pronoun. You belong here, do you? Ear smile was like the one Inclusa made when the children had admitted to something foolish. In the great temple? Brisa nodded. I am one of Air's own children. I live in the Nepigogium here, but the whole temple is my home. The being smiled. All elves are the children of Air, though few make so bold as to call my temple their home. Brisa shook Air head. Not like that. We're all the children of Air, but most of us have parents and families besides. Do you not? No. Brisa couldn't look away from the being. I am Air's child, and Air's child only. I was the sacrifice made as payment to balance a great favor asked of Air, and once you make a sacrifice, it's no longer yours. You will never retrieve it. I see. The being seemed to look more closely at M, though A wouldn't have thought that was possible. I may remember that. At the last festival, was your name Emate? My name is Brisa. Ah, of course. The being smiled, and breezes fluttered around him. Come over here, Brisa. Take my hand. Brisa didn't really want to go to this stranger, but Earfeet stepped toward him anyway. Don't be afraid. I won't hurt you. A held out ear hands the way somebody had when Brisa was just learning to walk. I'm not afraid. Brisa took a careful breath. The air tasted sweet. Abirioro said nothing would harm me, and celestials don't lie. Then come here, child. The smile was gentle. Brisa walked over and took Ear hands. Who are you? A asked. What are you? Don't you know? Laughter danced around the sky-blue eyes. You, who are mine? Realization blew over Brisa like a storm washing away everything A had thought A knew. Air. Brisa breathed. The one and only. Air smiled. It was every bit as overwhelming as Aberio had warned, but A had also promised that awe would not hurt him. Oh, Brisa searched Air memory. A had been studying Celestial so A could talk to the gods if A met one. Ethricus clare cantat verno. Air laughed, and the sound was nothing but joy. A lowered himself to sit on the floor and pulled Brisa to Air lap. Tubin placent irithachi parvalum? Brisa blinked at the god/des. Irithaki? Had A gotten it wrong? Air nodded. A held up one finger. Erethak Erethacus. A hold up 2 fingers. Erethakai. Brisa blinked and Air stroked her hair. Do you like robins, little one? Brisa nodded. Hagaldi and I put food in the bird cages, except today. Why not today? Because grown-ups took them away and didn't bring them back until late. And then they were already full of seeds and stuff. Brisa wasn't sure if cuddling against a goddess would be okay. I worried they'd be hungry, so I took them bread after lunch. You took the grown-ups bread? Air looked solemn, except Air lips were twitching. No, silly, Brisa giggled. I took bread to the birds. Ah, Air smiled. What else did you do today? Today was weird and scary. Brisa bit Air lip. What was scary about it? Choir practice was canceled, and then lessons in Celestial, and all the chores were done by grown-ups, and they just told us to go play. Would you rather do chores than play, little one? Brisa looked at Air. I thought Air wanted us to share our labors and their fruits. Air smiled. That sounds like a good idea. Yes, I do want that. Brisa nodded. When we need help, we're supposed to look first to our neighbors and try to help each other. And if we're not allowed to help, then how can we serve Air? I have to admit that seeking me out directly to ask is a unique solution, Air grinned. How do you want to serve me? Oh, no. I just want to help other people and be good, Brisa frowned. How could I serve you? That's a big question, Air smiled. For now, do you think I could have a hug? Uh-huh. Brisa cuddled against him. I love you, Air. Air stroked Air's head. Do you? Uh-huh. A gave us trees and joy and song. I love Air my whole life long. What if I told you that Aqua made the trees because I asked her to? Brisa snuggled against the goddess's chest. Then she gave them to you, and you gave them to us. Thank you, Air. Air chuckled. You give me a lot to live up to, little one. A wrapped Air arms around Brisa and stood. Are you ready to go back downstairs? I might still be supposed to be hiding. It was Troxy's turn to seek. I might still be supposed to be hiding. I might still be supposed to be hiding. I know that you're trying to have very strong language in Brisa, and I'm just not sure if this comes across as a child speaking as opposed to being an unclear sentence. So, just a thought. Air laughed. You don't need to hide, little one, and I think you might just have won the prize at seeking. Seek out Air? It was one of the hymns Brisa sang in choir, but A had never thought A would need to do it. Seeking out Air was for when you had a problem, not just for cuddles. Like none before you, little one. Air shook Air's head and pushed open the door of the presence chamber. If Tsori complains, you can tell M to talk to me. I'll tell her. Brisa snuggled into Air's arms. I love you, Air. I love you too, little one. A stroked Ear's head. I love you too. I might still be supposed to be hiding. Yeah, it's that sentence there. I might still be supposed to be hiding. That it struck me odd. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I absolutely adored how this went. I did not have any expectations. Do the hyphens help clarity? Not for me. No. Yeah. So the reason why I say
Sprinters and marchers, time is up.
thank you. Okay, so again, Brisa has a very strong voice. It is very childlike. Loved that she actually found air. And I love the interaction that she had with her goddess. When you think of a temple, you don't think that the god actually lives up in the penthouse. Okay. And so the fact that she walked in and saw the being of the temple's worship, I thought was a great twist, and also very heartwarming. I love heartwarming stories, and this just was one. Um, Even though I have my own deity that I worship, I really felt that this was a good, loving, I imagine my God treating a child like this, and I just loved it. Um, and I do apologize for my difficulty with all of the pronouns, and we did have quite a good chuckle about all of the elven names that we were talking about a day ago. But yeah. So yeah, this was a great. How long is this? I mean, how many words do we have here? It's 8 pages, but it's single spaced. Okay, let's see. I went with Spivak pronouns since they're non-binary set that seem to have been independently invented several times. Okay, I guess I should have been doing some research. I have a non-binary NPC in my D&D game right now, and I've been using the singular they. Yeah, that's the one I usually go for, is the singular they. I'm not as familiar with the other variations of non-binary pronouns. In Sumatio, I've been using singular they for unknown people, but am air for people who are known to be non-binary. Okay, cool. 2,897 words. This is a really good story for that brief. I mean, less than 3K words. I mean, that's almost flash fiction. No, flash fiction is under 1,000. Never mind. But I think you had really good story arc here. The child didn't arc, but there was a conflict. There was tension. It didn't quite resolve. We don't know why the adults were acting weird, but it was nice to see the interaction between Air and Brisa. So if I was to offer some suggestions, I would tie the conflict of the short story closer to the resolution of the short story. Submission guidelines require stories to be under 3K words. Oh, okay. For whom? Yeah. So I would recommend the conflict that you established in the first half of the article of this short story was all about the adults. It was all about the adults acting weird, and things felt off. And then she went to play. She went up to the story, to the penthouse, the tall tower, and then she had this wonderful experience with the god/goddess. But that really didn't have anything to do with the conflict that you had at the beginning of the story. So I love the ending scene. So I would rather see you change the beginning of the story of the conflict, of somehow making it so that the resolution of the ending of the story is similar to the conflict of the beginning, because you have a huge dangling thread here of, well, why were the adults all messed up today? Why were the adults not letting the children do their chores? what's the significance of the bird feeders
All right, everyone, it's time to get to work.
not being fed? Okay, so again, loved the first half, absolutely loved the ending scene, but they don't seem to go together. That I hope that makes sense. Okay. Oh yeah, Kazakh. This is something I do all the time in the morning marches on Twitch, and I want to do this more on YouTube if people ask. I just got to figure out a way to make it easier for people to ask to do fiction feedbacks like this. The adults were acting weird because Air was making a personal visit to the Great Temple. Oh. Oh, okay. Yeah. Then I would love to see someone, the adults, saying, "We're having a special visitor today and we're getting ready. So you go play." If you had that sprinkled in a couple places where, who's this great visitor and why is this person so important that you're messing up our routine? You're going against everything you're teaching us. You're not letting us share the labors. If you were able to do that and just sprinkle it in, explaining, well, someone's coming and we need to get ready. And that way, I think that would very quickly resolve and tie the two things together. You're right. I didn't read the beginning of the story because we did a whole half an hour of the beginning of the story a day and a half ago on morning marches. Oh, okay. Awful slash full of all. Okay. Uh, I might have been a little dense, but hitting that, tapping that point of that there's a visitor coming, and it just so happened that um, Brisa found the visitor before the visitor manifested themselves to everyone. You may share the link. Okay, I can do that. Can I do that? Can I share the link? Let's see. Oh, yep, there it popped up. Yeah, so for anyone who would like to read the first half of the story, sounds good. Okay. There we go. That's going to be the end of that. We did spill over into the top of the next March, but I think that's okay. Okay, we need to switch back the monitors. There we go. People really have a bad habit of not giving kids sufficient context to understand the big scary changes in their world. You know what? That is an excellent moral of the story. From a kid's point of view, Brisa is able to understand things. And that moral that you just described there in that comment right there could be a moral of the story. You could change the interaction slightly with Air. So, they don't, well, and then Air says, I need to go tell people, you need to let your kids know what's going on. Because that's a good, every fairy tale has a moral. Red Riding Hood, don't talk to strangers. Goldilocks, gluttony and breaking and entering. There's a lot of fairy tales have morals, and I really like that. People have a bad habit of not giving kids sufficient context, and here is a great story that could talk about that. With minor tweaks, I think you could really draw that in. So, okay, and so yeah. So there is that. We'll jump back into the rest of the remainder of the march and the sprint. Let's see, yeah, here we go. Okay, change the status underneath the screen. All right, so I'm going to turn the music back on. We'll turn it back up, and we'll keep going for the rest of the march. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. So we have 19 plus minutes to go in the march, so let's get to work.
Great job, sprinters. It's time to rest.
Marchers keep going.
What? Go wash your hands really good. Wash your finger with good soap, and you'll be fine. Lock my door and shut the door, please.
Only 10 minutes left, everyone. Let's squeeze out the words.
Sprinters and marchers, time is up.
Gotta wake up. Gotta turn on the microphone. All right, yes. So thank you. I hope everyone had a good March, as short as it was, and I'm glad that you enjoyed the story, Amanda. There's a great community of world builders from the World Anvil. For those who build, it's a software platform that builds tabletop role-playing game worlds, and your D&D world, your whatever fantasy world. I use it to store all of the details of my fiction world, so it's my Wikipedia, if you will, and so that has worked well for me, and it's a wonderful community that helped me get launched over on Twitch, and now I'm over here. It's a great community. I don't have much to say at this time, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn the music back up and keep on working, and we'll get onto the march and keep going forward.
Lemons. Let's roll.
Sprinters take 5. Marchers only 15 more.
sprinters begin now. Marchers keep going.
Sprinters and marchers, time is up.
All right, so let's see. Next, you provided tightened up, I think. Though the stairs have been cold, this room was warm as a sunny day early in the season of air. The air smelled like winter snow and spring flowers and summer honey and autumn fruits all at once. Breeze danced around the chamber, blowing the hair away from Bree's face and tugging at her clothing. Yeah, that's nice. I don't have photographic memory of what it was before, but yeah, nice. See, it's this kind of community I hope to build here at the midday marches, is where we can come, we can work on our sprints, we can throw ideas out, and it's like that coffee shop, a writing group that meets at the coffee shop where you can talk about things. Managed to cut a mostly redundant sentence. Awesome. Good job. But I personally haven't had a lot of success meeting up with other writers at a coffee shop. And even though if it's a formal group, it turned in too much of a social situation. I got nothing done. A lot of jokes, a lot of laughter, but very little writing was actually done. And so that's what I want this stream to be, is where you can come, you can work, you can lurk, but hopefully be able to get some good work done. This might have helped cue you. Instead of the figure already being in the column of air, in the center of the room, the swirling column of air, a figure is taking shape. Ah. Okay. Well, Amanda, I really appreciate you've been here quite consistently this week. And so, yeah. Okay, let's see. I found an open anthology I want to submit to, but I only have until November 1st. So getting work done is key. Okay. That's good to know. Yeah, definitely good luck with that.
Flex those fingers, let's get going.
Submission Oh, submissions grinder at diabolical plots. Yeah, I've heard of that. That's a... And see, Amanda, after you've written your story, if there's still enough time, you know, you could send it over here. And the same way I read Angst's story, I could read yours as well, if you don't mind it being here. It's not like it's publication. Well, yeah, that's what I'm going to be here for. Building a community, one person at a time. I just got to figure out a way, if there's a way to emulate the Twitch channel points over here in the YouTube platform. Because that would be kind of cool. Need so many things to research. Okay, Amanda, over on Twitch, for those people who have reached the affiliate level, they have the bonus of having channel points, and people who watch the stream receive points for watching. It's kind of like a pseudo currency that you receive, like for every 10 minutes you watch, you get like a couple points. And over time, you earn a lot of points the more that you watch. And what I have over on Twitch is that if you earned 2,000 points, channel points, I will then critique for roughly half an hour 1,500 words of your fiction. Yeah, a loyalty card punches. But see, that's natively built into the Twitch system. I don't know how it could be built into the YouTube system unless it was a third-party site. Oh, the sprint started. Sorry. We should have... I must have heard it. Should have heard it. Okay, so let's turn the music back up. Yeah, some sort of bot. I just don't know of any YouTube chat bots. Something I'll research. I even wrote it down on my sticky pad. I don't know. I'm not sure. There we go. Let's go.
Sprinters take 5. Marchers only 15 more.
Only 10 minutes left, everyone. Let's squeeze out the words.
Sprinters and marchers, time is up.
Have you ever fallen down the rabbit hole and completely just sidetracked in something? That's what has happened to me. It's weird. My desktop seems to be having problems. Can you all still see me? I mean, am I still streaming? I guess is the... Constantly. Okay, so, yep, okay, we can't. Okay. I have two computers on my desk right now. I have my desktop, which has two monitors, and it's a Linux machine. I have my laptop from which I stream, which is a Windows machine. And so the concern... all of a sudden my desktop has no internet connection, but my laptop does. Same room, same switch, same cables. You know, I swear. Okay, then I'll just have to rely on the... I could reboot my computer. It won't mess up. I can reboot my desktop and not mess up my laptop. Restart that. It is. All of a sudden I was going along and then I look over, it says no internet connection. What? That's not a fun thing to have. And I have a fiber internet, so I have ridiculous speeds. And whenever I get that, yeah, you're experiencing slow internet. Oh no, okay, yeah. So I fell down your rabbit hole. As you can see above, Streamlabs is what I use for Twitch, and Streamlabs, of course, has stuff for YouTube as well. And so I can just merge those two things and have it work. So that's the rabbit hole, you know, because it's really smart to mess with the stuff behind the curtains while you are while you're broadcasting live, you know. It's okay to change your tire going down the freeway, isn't it? 70 miles an hour. Yeah. So that's what I'm doing right now. Which, yay. So now let me bring it back up here. But the nice thing, I have nice big fonts on this monitor so I can read your comments more easily. No, you're fine. But you know that would be fun if you lived. You'd probably go viral on YouTube with a video of you swapping out a tire while barreling down the freeway. You would definitely go viral with that. Oh. That analogy, I hear it from my days as a computer programmer, is that, you know, troubleshooting a website is like changing a tire on a car going down the freeway at 75 miles an hour with the engine on fire. That's true. I might not live, but you know, I don't want my family to have to clean up the mess, you know?
All right, everyone, it's time to get to work.
Okay, that turned morbid. I apologize. let's get back to work. Alrighty. So, yeah. Okay. Turning up. I'm having so much fun today. It is so awesome, all of you here. Yeah, well, we want to be productive. We have short breaks. Might gotta switch the keyboard back. Music, microphone. See you at the finish line.
Sprinters break, marchers continue.
Sprinters, on your mark. Get set. Go.
Sprinters and marchers, time is up.
All right. There we go. That is the end of the last march of the day. We've been here for 3 hours. Thank you so much. It has been an absolute joy having everyone here today to chat, to help me figure things out and stuff as well. I'm figuring out some cool things about Streamlabs, which I've always had but never used. And so now I think I'll be able to bring a lot more of the fun functionality that I have in the Twitch morning streams here to YouTube as well, building a better community. So that is, yes. So every 5 minutes you are on the stream, you will now earn, what did I hit? Every 5 minutes, you'll earn 17 lemons. Okay, I just changed it. It was like 1 for every 5 minutes. And what that will mean, and that's about equivalent to what you earn over at Twitch. So I'll be able to set up here on YouTube the exact same redemptions that we have over in Twitch, so we can do all of the different things. So that's going to be cool. Well, again, so thank you so much. We'll figure out this more as we go along. I'm excited. This is really cool, but I'm going to head on out. So I'll be back tomorrow morning on Twitch for our Morning Marches Extended Edition, where we'll do a 4-hour sprint stream Saturday morning starting at 7 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And I'll be back Monday on marches mid-morning and midday. So thank you so much. Have a great day and keep on writing.